Hi guys, it's Mrs. Millison. Okay, let's do the check your understanding on page 44, which is the histogram. Many people believe that the distribution of IQ scores follows a bell curve, like the one shown. Okay, looks like a bell. But is this really how such scores are distributed? The IQ scores of 60 fifth grade students chosen at random from one school are shown here. Okay, so let's construct a histogram of this sample. All right, so in order to do a histogram, that's like a bar graph, but the bars touch and they go in a natural order. So I have to, on my x-axis, I have to accommodate all these numbers. So it looks like, I wish they were in order, but they're not. So it looks like 81 is my lowest and 145 is my highest. So I'm going to go from 80 to like 150 or something like that, okay? So in order to create my histogram, I'm going to need to do my intervals first, okay? So I'm going to tally up how many are in an interval, because I don't want to do a dot plot. This dot plot, if I did a dot plot, this would just be huge, okay? So a histogram is a nice way to consolidate a lot of information, okay? Let's see. If I'm going to go from 80 to 150, I'm trying to think. I think I want to go by 10. So 80 to 90, 90 to 100, 100, you know. I could go by 5s if I want. That might be a little too spread out. I don't want to go by 2s. That's way too spread out. And I don't want to go by 20s. I think that's too small. So we'll go by 10s. So we'll go 80 to 90, okay? Now, I'm not going to, in my first interval, I'm not going to tally all the numbers from 80 to 90. I'm really going to do 80 to 89 and then 90 to 99, okay? So I'm going to put these markers here. Put this down here. And then 150. So really this is going to 109, 119, 129. So that way, let me finish writing the numbers in here. Whoops. So the first bar will tally up how many IQ scores are between 80 and 89. The second bar will tally the IQ scores from 90 to 99, okay? So that's my interval, and then this is my frequency. Now it doesn't really say if I should use frequency or relative frequency, so I'm going to just use frequency, which are just counts. Relative frequency, of course, would be percentages. Okay, so now I got to go through this list and count how many IQ scores are between 80 and 89. Okay, now I've already done it. So let's see, between 80 and 89. So I've got, looks like 81, 82, and 89. So I've got 3. Okay, so I'm going to do a little tally. 1, 2, 3. Between 90 and 99, if I go 90 to 99, so 1, 2, 3. I know there's another one in here. 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Okay, I'm not going to do each one. So 100 to 109, I counted 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And again, why am I doing this tally mark? Because as you go through, I think it's hard to count. I would rather just say, let's see, 145 is a tick mark here, 101 is a tick mark here, 123 is a tick mark here, and so forth. 106, I've already got 117, 102, 139, and so forth, okay? So I'll leave that for you to do. So the 110 to 109 should have been 14. 110 to 119 should have been 17. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Okay. 120 to 129 should have been 11. Okay. 130 to 139, you should have had 9 IQ scores between 130 and 139. Yep. And then 140 to 149, there should have been 2 IQ scores. And then above 150, we didn't have anything, so I kind of don't really need him. Okay, so these are the frequencies I'm going to graph against my intervals. Okay, move my book, sorry. I can create my graph over here. Okay, so the highest I need to go on my y-axis is really only 17. So I think I'm going to go up to 18. I'm going to go by 2s. So I'm going to do, let's see, 18, 16. I'm going to go by 2s. That's an 8. Okay. So this is, oops, just hit my thing. This is my frequency or count, okay? It's frequency or count. And then down here, I'm gonna do my 80 to 150, okay? I don't need to start, I always have to start my y-axis at 0. My x-axis, I don't have to start at 0. I can start at my lowest one. So let's see, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, and 150. Okay, so now I'm just going to match the bars. So between 80 and 90, not including 90, of course, I had 3. So I'm going to do my bar up to 3. 90 to 100, I had 4. 100 to 110, I had 14. Pardon my wiggly lines. 110 to 119, I had 17. 120 to 129, I had 11. Oh, fell off that one. One in the 30s, I had 9 observations, 9 IQ scores. 140, 149, I had 2. And of course, after 150, I had done. Okay, I'm going to label this as IQ. Okay. So there's my histogram. Okay. So again, go through and tally how many IQ scores were in each range. And this interval is up to you. You're probably not going to be told what interval to choose. So sometimes when I create histograms, I create one and I don't like it. It's either too squished or too spread out. So I change the interval, okay? No big deal. I have everything counted. I can just rearrange my numbers, okay? All right, next question says, describe what you see. Is the distribution bell-shaped? All right, I'm going to describe what I see. Yeah, I think the distribution is bell-shaped because I think this distribution of IQ scores is roughly symmetrical, right? Unimodal, with a peak between 110 and 120 IQ score, right? I don't see any obvious outliers. There's nothing really high. There's nothing really low. Let's see, shape, outliers, center. I had how many in here? 60. I had a sample size of 60. So my median will be, I have to count in 30 each. So I'm going to have to average the 30th and the 31st. So let's see what that is. So this was 3 and this was a total. Let me get another pen. If this was 3 and this was 4, so this total so far is 7, right? This was 14, so this total is so far 21. So I'm looking for the 30 to 31st observation. So this bar was 17, so 21 and 17, that's going to give me my 38th. So these 3 bars encompass 38 observations, so that 30 and 31st observation are somewhere in this bar, okay? So my median is somewhere around here. So I would say my median is between 110 to 120 IQ, okay? That's my center, or my typical IQ score is going to be between 110 and 120, okay? And again, just based off of the total, I try to find the middle observation, okay? And then the last thing in SOX is spread or variability. So I'm trying to think when I was going for my, trying to figure out my interval and my scale, I knew my IQ scores went from 81 to 145, okay? So those are my IQ scores. So my spread is about a 64 IQ spread, okay? Okay, so I can say my IQ scores vary by about 64 points, okay, from 81 to 145, okay? So that is my description. Again, make sure you include everything with SOX, okay? Shape, outlier, center, and spread / variability. Okay, all right, great. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.